Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In our previous video, we learned how to install dbt core and connect it with Databricks. We also created and executed some basic dbt model to understand how dbt work in real project. So if you see, we have already have the product structure ready here, and we have already worked on the example model in our last video, how to run the dbt example model and where it will create the run folder, and we have discussed about run folder and also about the compile folder as well. Okay, so in today's video we are going to explore another important dbt feature that is called dbt seeds. If you see, there is one seed folder here, so we have discussed what is the seed folder and what is the dbt seed is. We will understand what dbt seeds are, why they are useful, how to create dbt seed file, and how to load CSV data into Databricks table using dbt. By the end of this video, you will able to manage static reference data efficiently with dbt seeds. So without wasting in time, let's get started. So for your purpose, I have already created one blog. It will be easy for you to make the practice and learn about dbt seeds. So what are the dbt seeds here is? So this is in just I have already written it everything here. So seeds are one of the simplest yet most powerful features in dbt, especially when working with reference data, lookup table, and demo data set. So in this blog we will explore the dbt seeds are. So what are dbt seed actually is? So let's suppose you have a CSV file, and dbt can load directly into your data warehouse as a table. So instead of manually creating and maintaining small table in Databricks, you can store the data in CSV files within your dbt project and let dbt manage them. Okay, hope you understand what I'm telling. So what will the benefit of this? So it will be dbt is version controlled, so it will create the version control table created from CSV file. So whenever you are having any CSV file, small CSV file like reference data or lookup data, all this type of data, and you want to load data into Databricks. So dbt will connect to the dbt will be connected to the Git, and whenever you will changing the content of the CSV file, so it will be managed by the dbt and Git. So whenever you push from the dev to prod, so you will be able to see, and people will review what data you are pushing into the prod. Okay, so that is also one of the benefit of the using dbt seed instead of directly loading the data into uh, Databricks. So why dbt seeds useful? So yeah, when I told the reference data like country code, currency mapping, department list, product category, all this type of data, small file you can keep in the dbt seeds folder only. And if you have lookup table like a department ID and what is the department name for that, this type of lookup table that you later join with some other dimension table and find out the department. So this type of data, if you have small data, you can keep in the seeds folder and directly load from the dbt to snowflake or Databricks. Okay, so if you have a static business rule like a static code like A is for active, I is for inactive, this type of static business rule, so you can keep this in your Git with dbt, so that if any change will happen, so your reviewer can review it, and it will be easy to manage using the dbt. So how dbt seeds works? So let's just go through this one. I will give you this location my description, and you can directly go there. So if you come to my folder here, so model will be here, and there is one folder called seeds. So here you have to keep your CSV file that you have to load. Okay, so let me just copy paste from here. So we will be loading one employee.csv. Okay, this is for the sample data. So let me just create one file here, that will be employee dot csv. Okay, and we'll put data also. It will be the same data whatever I have kept here. So let me just put and save it. So now, so you have kept here your CSV file that you have to load, and where it will load. So in our dbt project, we have already defined, while configuring the dbt in it, we have already defined what is our uh, schema, what is our uh, catalog, everything we have given. So you can go to the last video and you can see it. Even if you, so let me first start this one. Okay, then we'll keep talking. Okay, let us start. And if you see category, so we have already given the schema, catalog name is dev, and schema is default. In there is only two table. If you see one table, one is view. So whenever I will run now, the table will be created here. The name will be employee.csv only. Employee only. .csv is the file. So if you see, if we are having employee.csv, so how to run everything I have documented here already. So come here, and how to load, you can just give dbt seed. So it will check what are all file is there in the seed folder, and then it will just create the table corresponding to the csv file. So if you don't want to run the csv or everything, so what is the best way to do it? First, write dbt seeds, and then you write minus s, and then just give employee employees. Okay, I run it, and let me just see it is started or not. Warehouse got started. So now see what is happening here. Wait for some time, and meanwhile I will show you what and all things I have documented here. So dbt seeds, it will run, and then it will create table called employee, and we will check what data it will load it. And using this seed file, we will create one simple model. Okay, and we'll use the ref. What is ref is? So ref will look to the previous employee uh, model, employee seats, and what are data is there, and that data it will be filter out. So what we are doing is we are just taking the uh, from for this model, I'm just using the simple query where it will just filter out the employee where salary is greater than 50,000. Okay, the simple model. So just for the learning purpose, and why we use ref instead of direct table name, so I have just given here. So the answer is dbt understand dependencies through ref. So it will be dependent on, let's suppose something got changed here. Let's suppose you have changed in your CSV file, and uh, it is not updated here in the table. So it will be missing that one. So it will first reference to, and it will also create the lineage. So which lineage graph? So means this model will be dependent on the employee seats. Okay, that and all things I will also show you lineage graph. Okay, so see how I'm running it. So this is shortcut of minus minus. You can use select, or just you write minus s for short form. Or if you want to full file, like if anything's got changed, then you can just load the everything's like full refresh. Minus minus full refresh is, full refresh will just recreate your table. Okay, let's suppose you want to keep your seed file in different schema. So you can define seed and project name and plus plus schema in your dbt model, dbt project.yaml path. Okay, so it will create your seed uh, file in the different schema. So right now, where where it is pointing right now, it is pointing in the default, but I want to create the seed file in different schema. So you have to make the configuration here. Okay, these are all things you can practice. Okay, let me see what is the status of this. So it is status is successfully completed and there is no error. So now what we'll do, we'll go to Explorer and we'll just refresh it and we'll see there is only two table, right? So there will be one more table might got created, that is called employee table. So if you see here, the employee table got created and you can verify. You can just copy it from here, path. Okay, copy table path and go to here and just do select star from. Okay, run it. Let's see what data we are getting here. So what data we should get? Okay, let me just run like this. Select the line and then run, because maybe something might here and there it will be there. So let's suppose yeah, so employee data. So what data we are having here? We have employee dot seats. So this is, see, this is test folder. Okay, we have to look into seats employee. See, there are four, and then employees. Okay, employees, what we have run, double E S, correct, correct. So EMPLOY. Okay, so four. So see, one, two, three, four. Four record is there. Okay. So what happened in backend is it will go to the, you can go to target and you can see the compile in the run, in the seed. You will find employees.csv, this one, and you can see the code as well. What it will run in your warehouse. So you can see create table is there, right? It will create the table and then it will load the data. Okay, you have to see it will load data. So always it will create a table. So you can come to the run and you can see all the uh, things like what is happening here. So if you run any model, you can come to the run and you can see whether it is create or replace table or it is incremental model. So we'll learn about full refresh and incremental refresh then. I will, but I'm just saying you can come in target and you can see the compile and run log here. Okay, so so apart from that, uh, I have already created one example for. Okay, so this seed is done. So now let's suppose I want to use this seed and create one model. That model will give me the highest salary more than 5,000, means more than 50,000. So let me just create one file. Okay, and here I'll just keep the simple example that I have used here. Okay, and let me run it. So what it will do, it will go and see the seats available or not. If seats employee dot csv is available, then it will fetch the data from the employee where salary is greater than 50,000. Okay, so what would be the expected result? If you see 50,000, so we'll get this two result. Okay, Amit and Neha, and it will create one more table here. Okay, uh, I will show you. It will, let's guess, it will create table or view, because I have not given here. If you give here config metallized equal to table, it will create table. If you not give anything, okay, it will create view. Okay, I have not given any metallized here, right? See here, we have not given config metallized table. So by default it will create view. So let me just run this one. So high salary employee. Okay, so let me just clear this one first. Okay, and run it. So for running also I have given the command dbt run. Dbt run will run every on the model, but you want to run uh, your minus s, put minus s, and what is that? High salary employee. Okay, rename, let it run. It will take some time and it will create one view. View name will be high salary employee and data will be will see it. So okay, these are the warning. You can ignore that warning. And yeah, it is completed successfully. So you can come here, Explorer, and just refresh this one. So after refreshing, you'll find that there is one more view got created because we have not given the config materialization table. So see, view means this. If you hover ever over here, you will see the view. Okay. So what data will be here? Copy path and go to your SQL editor and just to select star from. Okay, select this one, run this one. One view got created where the employee salary is more than 50,000. So I will just discuss what type of project in my real project what we are doing here. So I already have documented here and already have told you about the reference data or any lookup table or any static file is there. You can use the seed. Apart from that, let's suppose that there is one report that is getting created in some other uh, UI. Other, let's suppose that there is one some other team that they are creating the in the UI they are creating the report, and that report you want to download as a CSV file and you want to store it into the Snowflake to do further analysis using the Tableau or Power BI. Then what you do uh, instead of creating the table and manually load the CSV file into your Databricks or Snowflakes, you just automate the things. You just write the API using the API. You can connect to the tools and fetch the data and create the file and move the file into this location. Okay, move the file into this location, seed location in the dbt project. After that you can just schedule the job like whenever you want to run, schedule the job like and just put there dbt seeds and this file name, so it will automatically load the data into csv. So that's all. This is the basic concept regarding the seeds and how it work. So if you have any questions or any doubt, or if you feel any uh, you can just comment in the video and go through this one, go to this blog. I've already written everything.